It's me, Miles 44, and I'm back with another Cardfight Vanguard career line deck profile. Today's deck profile, we have the Transformer that rules the galaxy, Galaxy Blaukluger. So yeah, with the release of EBO8, new support for Blau has come in, and this deck is very, very powerful now. And yeah, it's quite a monster. I poop on people with it. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So our starting Vanguard is Morgenrot. So what he does, if you don't know, is you counterblast one, and when your Vanguard hits a Vanguard, you get to check the top. If you pay the cost, you check the top 3 cards on the top of your deck. Search up for one card with Blau and its card name, and then put it in your hand. So he's great for plussing, especially with Nova Grappler's aggression. Your opponent doesn't want that happening. So, but yeah, he's great to abuse early on as well. And yeah, just gives you great pluses. Amazing starter for the deck. Oh yeah, right. The Vanguard has to have Blau in its card name. Durr. Anyways, let's move on to grade 3. So, for Galaxy Blaukluger. So, if you don't know what he does, it's a limit break 4, counterblast 2, choose 2 Nova Grapplers from your hand and discard them. And then when an attack by your Vanguard or Rearguard with Blau in its card name hits, if it's the first unit with Blau in its card name that hits a Vanguard during that turn, you may pay the cost, and if you do, you stand all of your units in the same column as this unit. So that sounds really complicated, but I'm going to show you how it works. Alright, so we have Galaxy Blaukluger here. I'll show you guys how to use his limit break. So basically how it works is, what you want to do is you want to attack with the Vanguard first, because you can't use his skill. It's after the first attack with a card that has Blau in its card name hits. So if you swing in with Jupiter at the Vanguard, and it hits, you can't limit break and restand. But if you swing in at the Rearguard, you could still restand even if it hits, because it's whenever the first attack hits Vanguard. Normally what you want to do, though, is you want to boost and get your Vanguard to attack their Vanguard first. So then they have to guard it, and then you just after you pull your triggers, you just keep swinging at the Vanguard. So if any of these 2 columns hit, you get to counterblast 2, and then drop 2, and you restand your Vanguard with your Morgenrot. And you could probably counterblast to add a Blaukluger to hand too if you wanted to. Depends on how much damage you have. But yeah, that's how to use Galaxy Blauklugers. So after you guys saw how that works, you probably have a good understanding now. We can move on though onto our next grade 3, which is for Mont Blaukluger. So I don't play Stern Blaukluger because I find in the deck it slows it down, and you really want your counterblasts saved up for Blaukluger, especially because Stern, you lose Twin Drive, and you have to drop 2 as well, so kind of minuses you a little bit. Morgenrot helps with that, but I find Mont just a lot better and a lot more aggressive. Better for the deck. Anywho, so if you don't know what a skill does, limit break 4, when a Nova Grappler rides this unit, choose your Vanguard, and then it gets power plus 10,000, and then it also gets auto counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, you stand all of your Nova Grappler Rearguards. So I will show you how this works. Okay, so for Mont Blaukluger, how he works is when you Breakride Galaxy on him, and then you want to swing in at the Rearguard, because of the fact if you hit the Vanguard with any of your Rearguard columns, of course, Galaxy Blaukluger won't be able to restand. So what you want to do is have your one Rearguard attack their Rearguard, and then the next Rearguard attack their other Rearguard, or if they guarded the other one, you just have it attack it again, and then your Vanguard attacks, so you counterblast 1 and restand all of them. But yeah, so it just adds on more pressure, and then you can start, after you Twin Drive, you can start swinging on the Vanguard with your rear guards, trying to get Galaxy to restand. So after showing you how this works, you probably have a very good understanding of how much aggression this can help put on. Just sniping out the rear guards, and then you don't get as much aggression on you because there go the rear guards. Anyways, yeah, let's move on to our grade 2 lineup. So we have 4 Blaukluger. So even without Stern Blaukluger, Blaukluger is still an amazing card for this deck because when it's on Vanguard Circle, it's your preferred ride as well. When it's on Vanguard Circle and it hits, you get to unflip it damage. So it's very handy to abuse Morgenrot and another grade 2 with this combo when you're at 1 damage. Let's move on to our next grade 2 though, and then I can explain what I mean by that. So we have 4 Mars Blaukluger. So what he does is Counterblast 1. When your Vanguard with Blau in its card name attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost, and if you do, stand this unit, and this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. So he's very good for early aggression before you can use Galaxy Blaukluger's Limit Break, because you want to, once you can do the Limit Break with Galaxy Blaukluger, you want to have Galaxy attack first every time to ensure you can restand. But yeah, I'll show you how he's really good with the Morgenrot and Blaukluger. Probably should have added some damage in the other ones, but that's okay. Anyways, so I don't know why I had these guys resting, but how this works with Blaukluger and Mars Blaukluger is you want to have Mars Blaukluger attack first at the Vanguard, or if they have a rear guard, which is better, and then have Blaukluger attack your opponent's Vanguard. So if this hits, you get to counterblast. Wait, let me make sure you can see. You get a counterblast 1 for Morgenrot to add a Blau to your hand, unflip it for Blaukluger's skill to unflip, and then you get a counterblast 1 again. So you only play 1 counterblast for 2 things to get Mars Blaukluger to restand with 5,000 extra power and just swing in again, forcing out so much on your opponent. So after that little demonstration, we can move on to our next grade 2. We have 3 Jupiter Blaukluger. Now, most of the time in my Nova Grappler decks, I play 12 grade 2s and 13 grade 3s. I mean, grade 1s, not grade 3s. Sorry. But because of the grade 1s and certain cards you want to try to avoid riding and such, I just found, you know what, I'd rather play 3 10k beaters that are grade 1 and 3 10k vanillas than 4 10k vanillas and 2 10k beaters, because it's pretty much the same. It just, the boosts are pretty important too. So that's why I thought, okay, let's play 3. It's only for this deck, but unless they get a better grade 2, it's only for this deck. But yeah, the grade 1s are kind of tight. That's why. Anywho, so yeah, 3 10k vanillas, pretty simple. On to grade 1s. So we have 3 Blau Dunkelheit? Dunkelheit? I don't know how to say that. So you 3 perfect guards. As any other Nova Grappler deck I play or have done a deck profile on, I always say 3 perfect guards because they really limit your aggression, and Nova Grapplers is all about the aggression. 3 is still really good, and especially with all the aggression, you know, your opponent can't dish out as much, so you don't need as many perfect guards. But still very important, so you have to play 3. Nova Grapplers is like one of the only decks, clans that I play 3 perfect guards. Most of them I play 4, but yeah. Let's move on. So we have 4 Kaleido Mechanic, your damage and flipper. Beautiful for this deck, especially with abusing Morgenrot's skill, and just helping Galaxy Blaukluger get more restands. So very beautiful for this deck, helps out a lot. Yeah. And then we have 3 Flower Ray Leprechaun, just like the same as Mars Blaukluger, except it's when an attack by your Vanguard with Blau in its card name. Yeah, so it's the same thing as Mars Blaukluger. Sorry. He's basically good in a column behind Mars Blaukluger, because then when they both restand, they both swing in for, I think it's 26. Yeah, 26 when you boost. So it's quite an impactful attack and could force out a lot of shield early on. So I like using this early on for early on aggression with the behind Mars. Yeah. And then we have 3 Polar Stern. So if you have a Vanguard with Blau in its card name, it's a 10k beater because it gets plus 3,000. So, well, when it attacks, of course, but you guys know how the 10k beaters work. And then we have 1 Stoic Hani. So he's basically your damage dealer. He gives you a damage to activate your limit break if you get pushed too early, and you can end out a lot of games like that too. I've been thinking of playing 2 and maybe decreasing the Polar Stern to 2 because of this reason, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. That's only if you get Galaxy Blaukluger first as your Vanguard too, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. So that's why I only play 1. But yeah, he's your damage dealer if you get pushed. Yeah, I already explained that. Anyways, let's move on to our triggers. So we have 4 fighting Battleship Prometheus, 4 red lightning, your other damage on flippers, 4 Schones Wetter, Schones. They look really cool. This new guy that just came in, and then 4 Regenbogen. So of course, Nova Grapplers, full on aggression. I don't play stands because the criticals are a lot better, especially late game. You can't really use the stands, and even early game, you don't really want to use the stands because you want to get the counterblast off for Mars and Flower Ray just to restand with 5,000 extra power, forcing shield on the Vanguard, forcing your opponent to guard the Vanguard. But you don't need stands in this deck, is basically what I'm trying to say. So the 12 crit, 4 heal works amazingly. So much pressure on your opponent. But yeah, so that's about it for this time, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. And remember to like and comment. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. The deck list will be in the description below. And so are my Twitter, Skype, and Facebook. Go ahead and check those out. Quite an amazing deck. Very, very powerful. And just a monster to be reckoned with. But yeah, so that's about it. And I'll see you guys next time.